influence, impede, and interfere with law enforcement officers engaged in their official duties of protecting the U.S. Capitol. A bond hearing is scheduled for tomorrow afternoon. Also breaking, Rochester police are investigating a dead body found in the city this morning. They tell us officers arrived at a woman's house for a welfare check around 5 this morning on Vic Park A. That's when they discovered the woman had died. Right now, investigators are calling this an unattended death. The road was closed down for quite some time. It has now reopened. We'll bring you any new details on air and online at WHEC.com.
News 10 NBC on the radio. Weekdays at 5 a.m., noon, 5, 6, and 11 on the WYSL stations.
Now, an hour of clarity for exhausted people of our nation mired in toxic partisanship. Left versus right. Us versus them. While we pay to keep our politicians fighting, how do we, the people, rise up and solve the great challenges of our time? We do it by embracing freedom and liberty. There may be no such thing as a free lunch, but this hour is as close as it gets. Welcome to A Free Solution.
Hey, welcome everybody to A Free Solution. I'm Larry Sharp, host of The Sharp Way Show. Feel free to follow me on, how about Facebook? I love that. I'm here on WYSL, WENY, Elmira, Corning, the Patriot, and WACK in Newark, New York, the cool Newark. Reach out to me, 585-346-3000. I remember thinking about a couple friends of mine, two friends in particular, who were having some marital problems. One of them had done something that wasn't necessarily infidelity, but was pretty close. And the other spouse wasn't happy, clearly, and now didn't trust them. Didn't trust him at all. She did not trust him. And so, of course, she began to say, well, what about this? And, well, he's got to be punished and all these types of things. And I asked her, and she brought up to me. I did not put my nose into this. She asked me. And I said, do you actually want to rebuild this relationship? And she said, yes. She said, I love him. I said, great. If you really want to rebuild the relationship, then you can't keep bringing up the past and punishing him. And she said, but it hurts. I said, I know. It's just not helpful. If you're going to bring it up in a way that says it hurts, not saying that he was wrong. He's still here. And he knows he's wrong. And he's still here. So if you want to fix this thing, you can't keep bringing it up saying he's wrong. You got to bring it up saying you're still hurt and you need time. Now you have a chance. You might not still fix this, obviously. I mean, I didn't tell her that, but I'm telling you that. That's what I was thinking. I mean, it still might not work, but that's the only chance it will work. But Larry, what about him? You're right. I knew both of them. So I brought it up to him. And he said, and to be clear, she said it was okay if I chatted with him. I did ask if I could. And she was like, go ahead. So I did. And of course, his mindset was, what am I going to do? She doesn't trust me, blah, 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 blah. Almost like now he was the victim. And I said, you know what you did looked terrible for her. You know it hurt her. He said, yeah. What am I supposed to do? I said two things. Number one, accept that she's hurt. Accept that you hurt her. And when she says she's hurt, stop being defensive. Just accept that you hurt her, hear her, and then try to give her some time. When she wants to overlook you and look at what you're doing and check the things she wants to check, tell her how it makes you feel, but then let her. And over time, you can rebuild the most important piece, trust. I can't tell you how important that trust is. That is a critical piece in making that work. I haven't spoken to them in a couple of years, either of them, but last I knew they were still together, and they were together for at least a couple years after the incident. I'll call it that. So why do I bring this up to you? Why do you care? Here's why. Because we have a similar issue right now going on in our country. One side doesn't trust the other. One side hurt the other. And when each side hurt the other, neither one is going, yeah, I get it. I hurt you. I get it. When all of those riots and protests were happening in the summer, neither side was saying, I understand you're hurt. Neither was. Neither was. And now, what happened January 6th, neither side saying that either. No one's saying, I get it, you're hurt. I get it, you were hurt. I'm not saying that either side has to agree that the other is right. Not saying that. But at one point, you got to go, I get it, you were hurt. Whether I agree with it or not. Otherwise, how do we fix this relationship in our nation? Now, I know what people are saying. You have the people on the right now, the Trump conviction or trial, I should say. I don't think he's going to be convicted, but he might be, but I don't think he will be. Hey, we have to just forget about this and walk away. When are we going to move on? Come on, you talk about unity without accepting, wow, I hurt you. Without doing that. It doesn't work. And then the left is going, no, we need justice. We got to punish this guy. He's horrible. Without saying, I get it. After the election, you're hurt. No one wants to admit that. No one wants to do anything. No one's backing down. And what's going to happen after this trial? Either Trump's convicted or not. I think the odds are very high he's not going to be convicted. But maybe weirder stuff has happened. But let's say he's not convicted. Great. Now Trump walks out and says, see, it's just another witch hunt, and rubs it in the left's face. And the right goes, see, it was all a witch hunt, and rubs in the left's face. And how we healed. How we healed. Let's say he's convicted. The Republicans go, you know what? We want to get rid of the Trump element in our party. We're going to get rid of Trump. And they decide to convict him. Okay, great. So now the people who support Trump go, great. Now I'm a Democrat. Is that what happens? No. Now the left rubs it in the right's face. See, Trump was evil the whole time. See what happened? We got you. You were all bad and evil. Where's the healing? Where's the healing? If the goal is just punishment, then just say it and just do it. It's intellectually honest, at least. I'm mad at Trump and I want to punish him. All right, at least I get that. I get it, at least. There's no pretense of unity or justice or any of that. I want to punish him. I feel that his people were bad and evil and they were anti-establishment. How dare them? I'm going to punish them. Okay, at least it's honest. I would accept that. My worry is not that Trump deserves to be removed or not. To be forward with you, I know you might be angry at me, but I actually don't care. If Trump gets removed, so what? He's still going to be fine. He's going to be in Florida. He's going to rebuild his businesses. He's not going to be starving. He'll do something. He'll be fine. He's not going to be in trouble. And he'll probably take it as a badge of honor. He'll write a book about it or something. And if he doesn't get removed, he's still going to be fine. He's fine either way, whether he's removed or not. He'll be fine. That's why he's quiet. My worry's not him. I don't care either way. He'll be fine. My worry is us. My worry is us not being able to heal this wound and no trust being actually reestablished in any way. And in any bad relationship, and if you've been in one, you know what I'm talking about, it becomes a spiral to where both people know, both sides know it's over. It's over. And that's when things get bad. And the worst part about this is the opposite of love is not hate. It's apathy. It's dehumanization. It's disgust. It's disdain. And as we move towards that disdain, disgust, dehumanization, how in the world do we ever bring back that trust and fix the relationship that is the United States? And if you think about it, that's really what it is. It's a relationship between 330 million people trying to hold on and all trying to gain happiness to the best of our ability in this nation. I know people think that once this trial is over, now we can heal. No, that's not true. At one point, we have to actually try and heal. And that's the one thing we're not doing. And the first thing you can do with healing is to try to forgive. It's not about forgetting. Don't forget. Don't be foolish and forget what he or she did. Don't forget that. Don't be dumb. I'm not saying that. But I am saying forgive. We need to create a world, a system, an environment that is a whole lot harsher on the systems and the environment and a whole lot easier on the people in it. We're all flawed. And this doesn't cost anything. It's a culture change, a culture shift. More important than who wins in DC this week. That is the least of our issues. Am I right? Am I wrong? 585-346-3000. Larry Sharp on A Free Solution. Back after the break.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
When you've been seriously injured in a car crash, you need a lawyer who knows how to beat the big insurance companies. Call me and I'll take them on so you can focus on your health and family.
Car crash, call Salino. Salino, call Salino. 888-2020.
Main Street, Rochester. A message from the National Police Association. It used to be that any able-bodied person would offer to assist a police officer in danger. Now, passers-by are more likely to take a video. There's a better use for your phone when an officer's in trouble. Call 911. Tell the operator where you are and what you see. Then, start your video to provide evidence later. To learn more about how you can assist law enforcement, visit nationalpolice.org. That's nationalpolice.org.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to Simple Tech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that Simple Tech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at Simple Tech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at Simple Tech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
A free solution.
Hey, Larry Sharp, I am indeed back here on WYSL Radio here in Avon, New York, by the way. WENY, ENI, and Elmira and Corning, The Patriot, WACK, Newark, New York, 585-346-3000. And grab a couple comments from online real fast if I could. First thing is, are we getting audio feedback? Maybe. Sorry, guys. Doing my best to make this thing work. I hope it isn't too bad online, but I'm trying to share this to the best of my ability. So, yes. Michael says we should heal and talk with each other as civilized Americans. We can't let politics get us divided. I'm not sure. I'm not against the division, Michael, to be clear. I'm against us not believing that our goal is a common goal, or not believing that our intentions aren't honorable. That's the issue. I'm okay with people thinking, no, Larry, you're wrong. My problem is, and I've said this many times in my short political career, I can have you not like me or be angry at me. I can't have you not trust me, right? I can't have you not trust me. And while you'd be mad if I was like, I want to get Trump, punish that guy. If you're a Trump supporter, you'd be mad at me. If you're not a Trump supporter, you'd be like, yay, get that guy. While you'd be angry at me, at least I'd be honest. You'd be like, well, yeah, Larry just hates Trump, so you just want to punish him. It's not about anything except his anger, which you might be angry and think I'm wrong. But then when I later will go, oh, no, I'm not mad anymore. You'd be like, oh, okay, he's not mad anymore. That's the difference. I think that's the issue. I think it does matter. Dan says, is this trying to remind me of why it took me 10 years to get divorced? Maybe. Yes, could be. Yes, absolutely. Can you forgive but never forget from Indecent Proposal? I think you can. And I would look at this, Adrian, like a loss, because there's a part of it that is, right? There's a loss of trust or a loss of connection when you lose a loved one. I don't want you to forget about your loved one, but at one point, the memory becomes more positive than negative usually, right? If you can get past, the pain of the loss, eventually over time, the memory is often far more positive than negative. I lost my father when I was 12, a kid. And obviously it was devastating. But as I'm older now, most of my memories are now positive. So thoughts of my father, I haven't forgotten, but I've moved on. And the things that every parent's not perfect, neither was my father. I've forgiven him for all the things that I thought at the time were bad or whatever I thought. I think you can. And I think it's healthy. I do. So, yes. How do we forget a rigged election? Do a forensic audit. It's funny that you say this. I don't think the election, my opinion, I don't think it was in any way fraudulent enough to affect the election at all. Was there some fraud or some things that were shady? I think that's true, and I think that's true in every election. I don't personally believe that it was rigged to a point or in any way to a point where it would affect the election. But I could be wrong. Possible. And to your point, Shelley, I do think a forensic audit with people who are skeptical is a good idea. Not because I think they'll find anything. I actually think they won't. But whether they find something or not, what that does is it says, I hear you. You are concerned. It's the boyfriend or the husband who was texting somebody he probably shouldn't have been texting, and the wife saying, "Can I see your phone?" And him saying, "But I'm not doing anything. But can I see your phone?" Does it feel crappy to show her the phone when you haven't done anything? When you've been good? When you've been good for months, in fact? When there's no evidence at all of you doing anything bad? Does it feel crappy? It does. But if you care about the relationship, you should probably let her see the phone. So I think there is some truth to that, Shelley. And again, I think you and I are on the same page, maybe different reasons, but I think in both cases, our goal is to get to the truth. And I'm in too. I absolutely think that's a good idea. I'm in with that, even though a lot of people I know really aren't. They are totally against it. So Greg says, "Hi, Larry, keep fighting a good fight." I appreciate that. I want to go to a different part of trust. Not just what's happening in DC, but what's happening locally. And this part of trust is about our police force. Again, government, but a different arm, a different piece of government. Same thing. When I was a little kid in the Bronx, my father was part of law enforcement. He was first a cop in the subway system, and then he became a corrections officer at Rikers Island. So I was around cops often, or law enforcement, not always cops. Sometimes they were corrections officers, but parole officers. I was around law enforcement a decent amount as a little kid. And I remember the movie Serpico. Some of you may remember that movie at early 70s, 74, maybe 73, in that area. I was a little kid, elementary school at that time. And if you remember, any of you have seen that movie, the movie is about a good cop trying to break a bunch of corrupt cops in New York City. It is based on a true story, and it was really able to try to shine a light on the corruption that was the New York City police force. And there was actually a scene that was done in the park, a couple guys talking in a park. That park was across the street from my apartment building. That's where I know that world. After that, there was a lot of reform. People didn't trust cops, particularly in poor neighborhoods, for a long time. But after that happened, there was some reconciliation. There was some people who said, you know what, we were bad, let's try to fix this. There was some, and things actually got better. There were a bunch of gangs that got arrested in the Bronx. They stopped. There was a time when the cops just weren't caring what was happening in the Bronx. And I still remember, this is probably 75, 76, I'm guessing, in that area. They were arresting massive amounts of gang members. I remember them marching down the street, literally all doing a perp walk into the subway. They were taking them someplace. So a lot of things started to get better after that. They started because trust was coming back. We don't have that now in New York, particularly in New York City. You guys know I live in New York City. And we had a situation recently where a young lady, so you may have heard this story, calls for help, 911. The cops come and stay outside the house. Supposedly it was too cold to go out, and they just kind of sat there. And her boyfriend killed her. This is a lack of trust. I know I'm hammering trust, but we have to move to a trust society. We've got to trust each other. Our institutions, our government, our police force, all those things. And that includes the police force themselves saying, I got it. We hurt you. I got it. Let's try to fix this. Without that, it doesn't work. It just doesn't. But it takes both, without question. But it's not about justice and righteousness. It's about making things better. Most of the time, it's about more and more conversation. That's what I want us to be thinking about. Not about how do we punish these cops now, which maybe they should be punished. I don't know these cops. They could be bad cops. I want to be clear. There are bad cops. These guys may be bad cops. And if they are, punish them. Absolutely. But what I'm saying is we now can't go, oh, see, all you cops are bad. You start doing that, they're going to be bad. This goes back to relationship piece. If you keep telling your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband that they're just going to go cheat, they're just going to go cheat. At one point they go, why am I even trying? I can't win, so I'll just go cheat. I'll make who you think I am, I'll become that person. I'll give you what you want. And I think we do this naturally. And I want us to stop this. It's not good for our government. It's not good for our police force. But it's also not good for our private sector. I went president, I went cops, and now I'm going to go into stores and your neighborhood. Boy, that sounds scary. Larry Sharp here on A Free Solution. Back after the break.
So I did a little experimentation. I put the video stream up on my phone. I muted the program feed and could still hear the feed faintly. So I muted this feed that you're getting from me. And that seems to correct the echo issue. So what I'll do is I'll mute this feed whenever we're not going to a break, or if I need to talk to you because we have a caller.
AM 1040 Avon Rochester.
And I'll mute it until we're ready to come back.
95.5 Spencerport.
Here's the latest forecast from the News 10 NBC Weather Center for tonight. Partly cloudy skies, maybe a couple of flurries, very cold, single digits and teens. There might be a touch of lake snow right up near the lake shore, especially out in Wayne County. But it shouldn't be a huge deal here in Rochester. On Wednesday, partly cloudy, temps in the 20s. Thursday, a couple of snow showers in the teens. I'm Rich Cornelia, WYSL.
At Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Anthony Drive off Route 96 in Victor. They're helping you drive safe during winter weather and save big at the same time with 4x4 security and Jeep quality and luxury. For a limited time, lease a 21 Jeep Gladiator Sport 4x4, $199 a month for 42 months. A 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 is just $279 a month for 36 months. Lease a 2020 Jeep Renegade Latitude 4x4, only $159 a month for 36 months. Or a 2021 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4 is $179 a month for 36 months. The 2021 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited is just $309 a month for 39 months. Jeep, America's iconic four-wheel drive brand. And Victor's got a great selection. $2,500 cash or trade and other conditions apply. Be sure to get full details from the dealer. Equipment and MSRP vary by model. We're here to fully serve Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram customers in Victor, Canandaigua, Macedon, Fairport, and throughout the Metro and Finger Lakes. Shop with confidence and safety and full CDC compliance. Victor, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, 6560 Anthony Drive in Victor.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovation should be your first call. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
Hey, grab a pen. I'm going to give you a phone number I hope you never have to call. The number for attorney Christopher Johnson. Chris handles car and motorcycle accident cases and DWIs and serious personal injury cases. So if there's an accident or anything else, this is the number you want in your glove compartment. You ready? Here's the number, 585-415-3803. 415-3803. You'll want that handy because suddenly, at that time, you'll be getting lots of, quote, advice. With this number in hand, you know you'll have experience on your side and integrity and individual attention to your case. So forget the singing jingle phone numbers, the actors playing ex-clients bragging about their $1 million settlements. Just remember the number for Christopher Johnson, attorney. We hope you never have to call. 585-415-3803. 415-3803. Stay safe, be healthy, drive sober. Christopher Johnson, attorney, personal injury, car or motorcycle accidents, DWI defense. Good to know.
Because your future is worth it. MGM Associates Insurance. Proudly serving the region since 1984, MGM can meet your coverage needs, ranging from home, condo, and auto, all the way to specialized policies for business, workers' comp, to limo and taxi insurance, and coverage for tech professionals like IT specialists. They can also help lead you through the confusing maze in the new world of health insurance coverage and options. MGM Associates is large enough to serve you, but small enough to care, so you don't have to wait in line on some 800 number to get prompt personal attention. MGM Associates is the only winner of the National Best Practices Award 5 times in a row. MGM is proud to support veterans groups, including Heroes Home Advantage. For your personal, business, home, or professional insurance needs, put the experience of MGM Associates Insurance on your team. Locally and proudly owned at 1745 Penfield Road in
Hey, it's Larry Sharp back after that awesome break. WYSL, WENY, WENI, Elmira According to the Patriot, WACK. Thank you guys so much for giving me a chunk of your afternoon. I'm going to grab a quick couple of comments from online, and then I will jump on the next piece I want to bring up. Nathan says, thank you. He loves my philosophy. I appreciate that. Thank you, Nathan. Sam says, Rochester has been in the news 2 times due to police brutality. The mayor has done nothing and is likely to get reelected. The county is looking to make a new law to ban sparklers, kids' fireworks. Band-aids, because no one wants to talk. That's the issue. Nobody wants to talk. Autumn says, wow, quite the antithesis, Larry. It was just fraud. It wasn't just fraud, but overwhelming fraud. Read the affidavits. Read Navarro's report. Just the numbers alone don't jive. Numbers don't die. Look, the issue I have with this, Autumn, is you believe this and other people believe exactly the opposite. And you showing the numbers and the affidavits, other people still believe, no, you're crazy, Autumn. No way. They don't believe it. I like what Shelley's saying. Shelley's saying, let's get together, have an audit, even though the people on both sides think they know exactly what the answer is already, right? People who on your camp know you're going to find massive amounts of fraud. People on the other side know we're not going to find it. Okay, let's go down that road. The guy should give the guy the phone and look at it and see what we're talking about. That's what I think we should do, because what people feel does matter. What people think does matter more than, and it sounds crazy, more than the numbers. I know you guys who like Ben Shapiro go, facts don't care about your feelings. I say this all the time. That's not smart. Feelings change facts. Feelings ignore facts. Feelings make up facts. Feelings matter. And sometimes we have to go down this road, Autumn, so that people will say, you know what? Yeah, I feel it now, which means I believe it now. I believe that Autumn's right or Autumn's wrong or whatever the case may be. That's the piece that I want us to deal with. So I think it's good either way. I don't believe that what you're saying is correct. I don't think it's correct. But I could be wrong. You might be right. So let's have the investigation. And at the end, if it's people that you trust are involved, and that's the key, people that you trust are involved in the investigation, and if they tell you, Autumn, you're right the whole time, I'll shut up. Or they'll go, Autumn, no, it's not that bad. Then you'll go, fine, let's move on. This is why I want this so much, because I want to handle the emotional aspects of this. As I talked about the couple, it's emotional. We have to deal with that emotion. or it doesn't go away. That's the biggest piece. Absolutely. So let's see if I can keep going down here. If I can. John decided to look up the movie. Yes, it's a good movie from the 70s. But I want to bring up something else here. Another level of trust. And that is trust in your local store, trust in your local community, trust in your local retailer. We lost a lot of that from our own government. Our own government said, if you're local, I'm going to punish you. But if you're big box, I'm not going to. Our government went out of its way to crush the people who literally had the most skin in the game. And I mean this. And you know this, if you've got a store in your local town or the town next, the next door town, you care about the town. Your kids go to school there, you work there, your friends work there, your church is probably there, or your temple, it's there, whatever. Your community's there. You care. But if you own, I don't know, Walmart, and you live in Arkansas, do you really care about the community that your Walmart's in New York? No, you really don't. I don't mean to be cruel, but this is the truth. You care about numbers. Are the numbers working? Are the numbers not working? Now I'm going to act accordingly. Am I hurting the community? Oh, well. Am I benefiting the community? Oh, well. This is not a concern. I'm sure they hope they benefit the community, but it's not the concern. It's just whatever happens. If you're a franchise owner, and there are 4 franchises in this city, but you live 4 cities away or 2 states away, do you really care about the community? I'm not trying to be mean about this. I'm just saying that's how businesses work. So our response to COVID went out of its way to break any trust that it had with small businesses, and even just totally disrespected any trust small businesses would have with their own communities. My plan, as you know, was to actually allow small businesses to create their own protocols with help from the state, with the state providing information that the state would give, in addition to other information from other sources, which then, of course, validates the government sources. And this is the problem government does: lack of trust. Government says, we have the right answer. It's our way. Do it our way, or we'll punish you. Instead of saying, here's what we believe to be true. If you do it right, we give you a stamp. If you don't do it right, you don't get a stamp. Good luck. See how that works. See how your community treats you. But also allow other people to say, hey, here's what they think. Here's what the opposition thinks. This is no different than going online and looking for reviews. Every single review is a 5-star review. You think, is this real? But massive amount of 5 stars, but it's a couple 1 stars, 2 stars. You read those and go, oh, okay, so that's the real problem, but this is still a good product. The bad reviews validate the good reviews in your mind. You know what I'm talking about. You've done it. We all do it. Why didn't the government do it? To give us trust in them. They didn't. They used force and said, do it. What was the result of that? Lack of choice in how to act. So all of a sudden now, New York City is the same as Wyoming County. All of a sudden, Buffalo is the same as, I don't know, Olean. They're all the same. But they're not the same. They're just not. Instead of giving us options. If we had given our small businesses options and choices, they would have taken them and we would have learned. Literally. And if you live, particularly in a small town, we all go to our stores, our retailers, and we would have said, well, who got COVID? These guys did. Where were they? They were over at John's joint. Were they at Jill's place? They weren't at Jill's place. John's doing it wrong. We can't go there. John, you better stop. You got to fix this. You don't fix this, you're out. We're not going to come to you. So our local groups, our local communities would have actually wound up either shutting the stores down or with social pressure. changing the stores to be better. We could have kept more option, more choice, been safer in just 3 months. We didn't do that. What we did was say, let's remove choice. Let's make it so you can only go to big boxes. And of all the places you could shop, what was the one place that was the biggest spreader? Big box stores. That I'm not making that up. Do your own homework. That's what it was, without question. Of all the retail places you can go to, the biggest spreader was big box stores. That's what they kept open. They kept that open, which then destroyed the small businesses on top of it, broke trust between small business owners and their communities, broke trust between small businesses and the government, and took away our choice, our options, and made us less safe. Less safe. More spread came from big box stores than even restaurants. And that's even His Majesty King Andrew Cuomo II, oh, Hail the King. That's his numbers even. Even his numbers. Everybody's numbers say that. Nothing but bad. Lack of trust. How do we recover from that? How do we recover? Well, a whole lot harder to recover when what are you seeing happening now as a response to this? More and more mergers. More big box becoming bigger. Amazon becoming bigger. Recently in New York, we had 2 stores. Is it Tops and Price Chopper? I think that's right. I've actually forgotten. The story was a couple days ago. They're merging now. It's going to be like 300 some odd stores or something like that across, I think it's New York and Massachusetts, if not mistaken. So nothing but bigger and less choice and less options for us. And now no lobbyists for us, for the small guys. Only the big guys get the big lobbyists. So now they'll have more rules and regulations to make things harder. Choice is better. Options are better. But they're all based upon trust. Trust that we'll do the right thing. And what I would bet almost every time, a local person cares more than a foreigner. I know I said foreigner bad, huh? Larry Sharp, here on A Free Solution. Back after the break.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at SimpleTech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
Hi, my name is Ryan Bourne.
And I'm Danica Bourne.
And we're the owners of South Coast Tax. We would like to thank our Lord for protecting us from evil. Psalm 91 states, He is my refuge and my fortress, for He will rescue us from every trap and protect us from deadly disease.
South Coast Tax are Christian-based tax accountants and attorneys who specialize in releasing bank levies, wage garnishments, and filing complex tax returns. We are the leaders in acceptance of offers and compromise with awesome results.
We are also a small firm who will treat you like family and not just a number.
Call us today at 1-800-TAX-1176 for a free consultation, and we'll take the time to explain all of the programs that you qualify for in order to allow you a fresh start.
In John 8:36, so if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. And one way we can achieve that is by being debt-free. So let us help you today. Call us at 1-800-TAX-1176, and together we can help achieve this goal by putting the IRS tax debt behind you for good. Again, that number is 1-800-TAX-1176.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovation should be your first call. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
A free solution.
Hey, everybody. So happy you're giving me a piece of your afternoon. Larry Sharp here, host of the Sharp Way Show. By the way, you can follow us here, A Free Solution, on both Facebook and YouTube if you'd rather watch this handsome man talk and, of course, also hear the show. But more importantly, I'm only on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The absolutely super cool Kevin Wilson is on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you want two super cool guys, you might want to follow us on A Free Solution Facebook page and or YouTube page. I think both. But right now, WYSL, WENY/I in Elmira and Corning, the Patriot, WACK in Newark, New York. I want to grab a couple, if I could, of more comments from the web, and then I want to finish up this piece. Excuse me. Shelley says, COVID doesn't exist in box stores, only mom and pop shops. We're supposed to believe this. Yes, we're supposed to believe it's right for us. And then they decided, well, we can't completely crush the small stores, so we'll like block off certain areas of the big box stores because at least we'll be fair when we destroy businesses and stop you from buying stuff. Fair, I guess. Paula says America is headed for divorce, and I'm not sure I like who is going to get custody of me. Yeah, Paula, I'm not sure we have a choice. They treat us like kids. I think they're just going to give us to each side or whatever. I think you're right. It's a problem. Adrian, I completely agree. I run a small business. That is my point. Small businesses, particularly local, tend to care more about their communities. It doesn't mean big businesses are trying to hurt the communities. It just means it's almost always not their priority. And that's the piece I want to bring up. We want more people to care about local communities. They'll do less damage. So he says, Price Chopper is family owned and operated, which is better than most big businesses. I didn't realize that. That's great, Shelly. Thank you for that info. My worry is once you start merging, that goes away. What most people don't understand is one of the reasons for merging, excuse me, is to raise money. Yes, how it works is whatever. I don't know which one is bigger. I think Tops is bigger. So Tops probably said, we want to buy Price Chopper. So how much does Price Chopper cost? Sake of argument, $100 million. Don't know what it costs. So they go raise $200 million. I'm serious. They overestimate the value of Price Chopper so they can raise extra money and put more money in their pocket and improve. So they buy the other one, raise a bunch of money so they can do it, and then buy it. Now they have a bunch of money, maybe some stock price, whatever the case may be, and that's how they raise money. But when you raise money, you have more hands in the pot. You have more, private equity guys, bankers who are in charge. And that family-operated business starts to go away. Once you start getting the bankers and the big finance guys inside, changes everything. That's what happened to a lot of our locally owned rental properties. So it happened to a lot of our locally owned newspapers and radio stations. A lot of them have been picked up by corporate entities run by big financiers. My worry is that's the next stop, Shelley. And when those big financiers have control of it, they won't care. That is my concern. That's my concern. Absolutely. So GameStop, yes, absolutely. Yes, I love that. Actually, Price Chopper storefronts twice the size of top stores. Well, there we go. So maybe Price Chopper is the one who purchased, whichever, right? Whichever one purchased the other. Generally speaking, you overestimate so you can raise money. And this is going to sound, I'm going to be a little bit geeky here. When the federal government decided to go out of its way to try to regulate the market after Enron and then the dot-com bubble, people simply found ways of raising money without going to the market. One of those was through mergers and acquisitions. That's one of the reasons there was a massive amount of mergers and acquisitions after Enron and after the dot-com bubble. Because what happened? It was just easier to raise money there than go into the market, which was so regulated. So, oh my God, government regulates, and then the governor goes, then the big business goes someplace else? Yes. And then leaves the horrible regulations to punish people like those who want to buy GameStop or whatever the case may be, right? GameStop, that becomes a problem. Meanwhile, the wealthy people go someplace else. Or worse, they went to Canada to the Toronto exchange is where they went instead. That's the piece. So, yeah. Enron, the glory days. Very cute. Yes, very cute. That is an issue, right? That's what we're working on right now. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Let me keep moving here. Walmart's gross profit for the quarter ending October 31st, 2020, $34 billion, a 7% increase. Exactly. So in an attempt to save Americans, we put more money in the hands of large corporations. In an attempt to make things work well, because, Governor Cuomo cares about the little guy, he went out of his way to give more money to the Walmarts and the Amazons of the world. And now other companies that are at mid-level at all are forced to merge so they can fight against the big guys, right? That's the issue, right? Fighting against giants. And that's what Rich says, battling giants. Yes, you've got to get bigger and bigger, or you need a whole bunch of little people like the people trying to buy GameStop. I do think that's not a bad idea. I think it's a good idea to make that happen. That's what I'm hoping for. So let me go back, to trust. I bounced around a little bit on the trust piece. And I think we want our local communities to sometimes fail. I know that sounds horrible if you are in that small community. Absolutely. There is a problem if you're in that small community. But if just your small community has some failures, other communities around can help. You can move to those communities. They can come in and help. They can help buy up things. That can help. But what happens when entire states fail, like New York State's failing now? Who's going to help? You see what the answer is. Call on the federal government. Call on the federal government. Not call on each other. It's almost as if our leader, our Lord and Master, King Andrew Cuomo II, oh, hail the King, doesn't believe and doesn't trust us. He doesn't think that we could fix this if he would just let us. He doesn't think that we can fix this if he just let us. He thinks the only answer is the federal government. The lack of trust that we are having among our own citizens, the lack of trust we're having within our government, the lack of trust that the government is fostering within our local communities is hurting us more than anything else that's happening, more than COVID. And COVID's real and it's devastating people. This lack of trust is worse because COVID at one point will end, whenever that is. I hope very soon. But this trust, think about this. When someone breaks your trust, when you go, nope, I don't trust that guy. I don't trust her. When that happens, how fast does you gain that trust?
1 minute.
It takes a long time, longer than COVID. However long COVID takes, regaining trust is a whole lot harder. And how are we going to build back better, as Biden says, and I hope he's right. Good on you. How are we going to make America great again? I hope they're all right. Good on you. I hope everybody's right. How do we do that? if we can't work together and trust each other. We talk about uniting, yet everything we do shows that we don't trust each other. If we don't trust each other, unity is just a cool word, but that's it. But you know what I trust? You guys. And guess what trust is? It's free! Because every single time I talk to you, I give you a free solution. This is Larry Sharp, host of the Sharpway Show. Follow me on the internet things on a free solution. I will see you all in a couple of days.